Hello, everybody. I'm Matt Garrett, CEO and founder of TGG, and we are talking today about something that is clearly on everybody's minds, which is the topic of inflation and the risk of recession. Both of these are very important topics to be considering, and what do we do in these situations to actually win effectively, keep our businesses going, keep ahead of the curve, do what it takes. Look, inflation data, CPI data came out for April today. And it came out at 8.2%, which is slightly less than the 8.5% of last month. However, the month-over-month inflation still continues to be a problem. PPI data is coming out tomorrow. Last month, we had PPI at 11.2%, with the month-over-month inflation at 1.4%. We've got to really start to think about what does this mean for us and how do we get ahead of this? The first thing that you have to do is think about pricing. If you have not raised your prices approximately 10% over the last 12 months, you have in fact lost money. If your profits haven't gone up about 10% since last year, if they're the same as they were last year, or if they've come down last year, you are in fact losing money because you're losing what you can actually do with it. That is the evil that is inflation and why this is such a big deal. In addition to this, we've got to start thinking about where things are going. Look, some things are actually falling in price. Lumber just hit a 3-year low this last week. But other things like steel have doubled in the last 12 months. So what is it that you can do to protect yourself in this kind of an environment? Number one, you have to know your numbers. Get them right, get them on time. The faster you get your numbers, the better decisions you're going to be able to make. Think about adding to your monthly financial package, maybe thinking about a weekly dashboard or a semi-monthly dashboard, something that can talk to prices directly, profitability of jobs, and really make sure that you're looking at job profitability, profitability by product line, profitability by customer, these sorts of things, so that you can make very quick changes, because all of these things need to be in the forefront of your mind as profits start to run away, as inflation starts to run away with us. We have to catch up to it and in fact try to exceed it. The other thing that you need to think about is if you're making big purchases for equipment, property, plant, stuff like that, machines, even big hires, you really need to make sure you're getting a return on investment on those that is greater than inflation. The third thing that I'm going to talk about, and I haven't talked much about this, is return on equity. Okay, when you're thinking about making an investment back in your business, today you can go buy a 5% municipal bond, 5% tax-free municipal bond. So why would you go do other things in investing? Why would I reinvest in my business? So it's time now to start taking a look at what is my return on equity. You do that by taking your net income, divide it by your net equity. That will give you a return on equity. Now, some people will take out other one-time costs out of that to take out net operating income divided by net equity. Either one can be appropriate depending on your business, but make sure you're starting to track this as a percentage and then compare it to what you could get in the stock market, which has tanked but has opportunity, or the bond market, which has significantly increased in yields that you can get there, things like this municipal bond I was just talking about. All of this means you need to make sure that the investments that you're putting back in your business are returning some sort of rate of return greater than inflation, greater than 10%, or in fact, you're sliding backwards. So really start to take a look at these different components of your business, how they're impacted by inflation, and what you can do. We had negative GDP growth in the first quarter. If we have that again, we're going to be in recession. The stock market is pretty well signaling a recession. The 30-year mortgage has gone from 3% to 5.25% in 4 months. Massive increases. This means that housing affordability has slid down. All of these things are going to make it much more difficult for the economy as a whole to stay resilient in this time. Think about what you can do to stay ahead of the curve. Make sure you're aware of what make sure you're aware of your pricing. Make sure you're adding to your financial data so that you've got more and more information to make better decisions. And then third, understand the comparative return on equity, that percentage that you're getting on your business investments versus other investments that you could make.